walkthrough of Boreum as a platform. I'm going to be using it and testing it out with some searches for myself. In particular, I really love the AI summaries, and this is where Boreum takes a research paper that you may have found through your searches and breaks it down without any prompts, just that's the standard. It breaks it down for you and gives you a full summary of the research paper, and then allows
Murray then puts on a Prince record and the whole gang happily celebrates their victory, but the second they leave the Upside Down and get back to the real world, Grumpy Hamilton and the military are all waiting for them. I mean, couldn't they have anticipated this? Why wouldn't the military be waiting there for them? Anyhow, the military mainly wants Elle, but as they grab everybody, it turns out that Elle is gone and she's still in the Upside Down, which is about to be blown up and destroyed. She then uses her Jedi powers to tell Mike that she loves him and that he should say goodbye to everybody for her, and then she seemingly dies. Next, we have an 18-month time jump, and Robin is at the radio station dumping information on us again. Apparently, the military has left Hawkins for good, and the town finally seems to be thriving. But I have to wonder, how were there no consequences for a group of renegades that just killed a bunch of US soldiers, sometimes in cold blood, and everybody could just go on with their lives as if nothing ever happened? But whatever. It's now 1989, and Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Will, and Max have their graduation ceremony. Hopper is the chief of police again, and he poses for pictures with Joyce and Will, but it turns out that nobody can find Mike. But Hopper conveniently knows exactly what bench Mike is sitting on, and then Mike and Hopper have yet another heart-to-heart, where Hopper tells Mike that he should still appear at his graduation ceremony and stop moping around. Hopper then explains to Mike that even though he's effectively lost 2 daughters during his lifetime, sometimes it's better to forget about all that stuff and just be happy. But I have to call bullshit on that too, as I really find it difficult to believe that Hopper would be so chipper and happy after everything he went through. At the ceremony, we also see that both Wheelers have survived their encounter with Vecna, although I'm not sure how, and while we do see Derek, it's still rather unclear whatever happened to his family, who may or may not still be unconscious in a barn somewhere. Anyhow, Mike decides to show up to the graduation after all. The principal invites Dustin to give his speech as valedictorian, and while Dustin starts off saying some inspiring things, he then takes off his graduation robe to reveal a Hellfire t-shirt as he gives the middle finger to the school and to the entire system. And honestly, I didn't really have an issue with this scene, but it can't really save the episode or anything. Then we see Jonathan, Steve, Nancy, and Robin hanging out on a roof, and it turns out that Nancy has dropped out of school to become a professional journalist, although it would make more sense that she would first get a degree and only then start working at a big publication, especially during that time period where you didn't really have independent journalism like today. And to make matters worse, they really make Nancy look bad here. Again, dressed less like a woman and more like a dude for some reason. Some people have even speculated that the Duffers were implying that Nancy is now fond of ladies, which could possibly be supported by a question Robin asks her about finding babes on campus, but I suppose it's kind of ambivalent about it. In any case, they all make a pact that they'll meet with each other every month until the end of time, which I'm sure is totally going to happen, and Jonathan then reveals that he's working on an anti-capitalism movie because every Hollywood production always seems obsessed with stuff like that for some reason. And the oddest part of it all is that it doesn't get much more capitalist than a company like Netflix. I mean, if Netflix is against capitalism, then why don't they give away their services for free, right? Anyhow, Hopper tells Joyce that there's nothing keeping them at Hawkins anymore, and that he has a higher-paying job opportunity in Montauk, New York, which is a bit of an Easter egg because initially this show was supposed to take place in Montauk and was even initially named Montauk before it was renamed to Stranger Things. Hopper then gets down on one knee and proposes to Joyce in a scene that once again is fine in isolation, but just seems kind of odd after Hopper lost his second daughter just 18 months ago, and he keeps just brushing that off as if nothing happened. The final scene of the episode, season, and series is with Mike and his friends playing D&D in his basement, much like we saw in the first episode of the series. At first, Mike uses this opportunity to give viewers a glimpse into everybody's future, where Dustin is smart in school but still goes on adventures with Steve, Max and Lucas are in love, Mike himself is busy writing, and Will is fond of dudes again. But more importantly, Mike uses the mage character as an allegory for Eleven, suggesting that she never really died because her and Callie fooled everybody with an illusion and that the kryptonite didn't seem to affect her that day because she had already been in hiding. So everybody seeing Elle being wiped out may have been all an illusion. We then even see a shot of Elle arriving at some mystical location which leaves her fate open-ended. Then Mike and company all go upstairs and Holly and her friends are now the ones playing D&D in the basement when the series ends. And while I suppose that some can look at this ending as something of a cop-out, especially when it comes to 11, that's not really my main issue with Season 5 or with this finale, because in my opinion, the bigger problem here is the writing we got from the Duffer Brothers, which at times felt very lazy and cheap, and it's not like they didn't have the time or resources to get this right, so unfortunately, instead of going out in a bang, we ended up getting something of a messy whimper, and I think that in years to come, people will become even more critical of this finale, but if it's any consolation to the Duffer Brothers, at least it wasn't as bad as Game of Thrones last season and final episode, which still holds the title as the biggest finale disappointment of all time.
Best season ever!
Season 5 will still probably go down as one of the weakest, if not the weakest seasons of the entire series, and given how many years people have been invested in it, it's really a shame. And if I had to give the finale a score where anything below a 60 is considered a failing grade, I suppose I would give this episode a 55, which means that while there are some scenes I liked in it, it is ultimately a fail. But if you enjoy getting reviews from an independent reviewer like myself, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it would really mean a lot to me. Thanks for watching, my friends. Thank you, and good day.
I am such an awesome guy. I make so many videos.
Reid Hoffman has been right about every single tech trend for the past 25 years, and he says the way we use AI is about to change forever. And this is what he posted. If you use products like Whisper or ChatGPT Voice, you know what I mean. Voice is simply faster, more natural, and more flexible than typing. He said he's voice-pilled, and I can see why. WhisperFlow delivers what Reid calls the future of AI interaction. Here's how it works.
Instead of typing, just talk. WhisperFlow cleans it up instantly.
Reid explains that voice is iterative by default. You stumble, you rephrase, you interrupt yourself. WhisperFlow handles all of that and turns it into perfect prompts wherever you're working.
Reid predicts we'll all be prompting AI more. And voice lets you add way more nuance and detail. Better prompts, better results. That's why he calls Flow's voice dictation a major step forward in human-computer interaction. If AI visionaries are raving about it, you should probably give it a try too. It's free. Get voice pilled with WhisperFlow today.
When our website BMag was hacked, we almost lost everything. We needed something more reliable, and Hostinger ticked all the boxes. Emphasis on security, like having daily backups, terribly important, especially after the hack, and having a company that was focused on WordPress, knowing that the response times were quick. I can send a message, they've responded immediately in chat. Great.
Since joining Hostinger, it's been smooth sailing both inline and online.
Go to hostinger.com
to get rolling.
Good grief, what a weird ending. The Stranger Things finale has gotten pretty mixed reception, and I was actually surprised, even before watching it, how many people actually disliked it. Can't really blame them. I mean, yay, almost a decade later, and the show is finally ending after years of long hiatuses. The entire cast is already grown up, so I get why people were like, why bother? It's been too long, I don't even remember what happened. Vecna's arc was very interesting, but I do believe the show has run its course. But here's what I don't understand, and I get what a lot of people are saying. What in the ever-loving hell is the matter with Will? Not only that, what the hell is wrong with Nancy Wheeler? Like, what are these characters? What even happened? The only consistent characters I've seen are Mike, Lucas, Dustin, maybe Steve, or maybe not, I don't know. And it feels like Eleven was missing from the show most of the time, like they designated the budget to hire her for just the last episode because she's too expensive now. Also, there were way too many characters. I didn't realize the cast had ballooned so much. Then on top of all of it, they had to add another kid in it. I don't know. And there's just a lot of strange allegories with predators and children throughout this whole thing, especially when it came to Will. And the show is called Stranger Stranger Things, so the fact that things proceed to get unnecessarily stranger as the show goes on is probably par for the course. But one of my big complaints, and I'm not alone in this, is that apparently the characters just don't die anymore unless they're military or characters that don't matter. And there were so many times where they should have. I get it, they're playing safe to not upset the fans, but when Eddie died, the stakes were raised. Why are none of the main characters dying now? Because remember, Eddie also wasn't that main of a character, he was a side character. He wasn't one of the OGs. The plot armor just went crazy this season. Will should have died. I'm sorry. Now he's like a freaking anime character who can use Vecna's powers too. Like, what is happening? Ew. Also, everybody's nose is bleeding, and when they all wipe their nose with their forearm really slow, it just disappears with like 0 blood on their sleeve, 0 indication, no blood tint, no nothing. It's so stupid. And I don't know about you, but that made 11 cease to be special in my eyes with this whole thing, because if everyone could just stand up to the hive mind, you know, why do we need 11? Mike's mom. How is she alive? Why is she alive? What the hell was this? And also, the father died. They killed him off real easy. Something that absolutely everybody forgets conveniently. Nobody even mentions it. And Mike, his little sister, and his family don't even look like they care. It's like the father never existed. And the writers also forgot that Mike had a dad. Why keep the mother alive just so she could save them later in the dumbest way possible, in the stupid ass laundry room scene where the Demogorgon dogs are hunting them all Jurassic Park style? Like, the dad was one of the brave ones, alright? He tried to stick up for his family and got killed real easy, and the mother took it to the face and chest and she lived. But remember how I said they're always doing the stupid Jurassic Park thing, and these movies and shows keep doing this? Anyway, so Mike's mom apparently saves them by putting some oxygen thing in the dryers. How did she do this without the demo dogs recognizing her presence? I don't know. She would have had to have done it after they already went in there. How? She couldn't have done it before, right? Because they had shut the door, the mother wasn't in there, and they would have seen the mom. She's limping around and everything. And there's 3 of them, and they didn't see her, and they're acting like dogs and doing the whole same things that the freaking raptors did in Jurassic Park. Like, it's so stupid. Same thing with the people hiding behind the sink. The other raptor comes in. They're gonna like, oh my god, look at us. We're posing for the camera. Oh, we snap at each other, push each other out the way. Demodogs do exactly the same thing, trilling at each other, like, let's go get him, guys. To the point where one even freaking jumps on top of the freaking table as well. Like, it's so cringe at this point that they keep on doing this. Everybody's aware of it, and they continue doing this like it's supposed to be cool or something. It's nauseating. Stop doing it. So somehow, freaking Mike's mother is able to come in there after these demo dogs, completely unseen, even though she's limping around, right? And she was able to open the dryer door, which makes noise, close it, which makes noise, after putting in a metal object in there, which also makes noise, and nobody recognized, nobody saw what happened. Then they all decide to stay around there watching it transfixed. Notice how they're transfixed by this noise, but yet completely ignore the noise of the very loud music that Lucas is playing so that Max can come back. Are we actually serious? And I'm sorry, like, this part was so freaking stupid it made me mad.
What the fuck was that?
And how did Mike's mother know that she wasn't going to end up killing the kids as a result? How did she know that was going to get them to go right in front of the dryer? And why would this kill the demo dogs in the first place? It's an explosion, but we know that conventional things don't kill these things. But all of a sudden, all 3 of them get thrown and they're completely fine, and then they act like this is okay. These stupid ass minion like freaking excuses for Demogorgon dogs all of a sudden are fried and completely annihilated, but yet the many dozens upon dozens of them that we saw, they just cease to exist, I guess. Oh, fuck off. Honestly, this person should have died. I was really surprised because, first of all, I didn't remember that was Mike's mom. I have to constantly catalog in my mind who's related to who. There's so many damn people in the show now. I didn't even remember, like, Mike having a little sister. Did he have a little sister in the beginning? Maybe they touched on it before, but it's so freaking long, who cares? There's so many damn characters in the show, and now they're afraid to kill any of them off. So yeah, even though this was whatever, I mean, they really should have, somebody should have died here. And that would have made more of a difference and been a great turning point for Mike. Hopper should have died too a long time ago. There's so many times he sacrifices himself and oh no, he's alive again. As much as I love his character, he should have died too.
I'm like you in almost every way.
Nobody fucking cares. Seriously, the gay episode, because let's call it what it is, took up so much freaking time. And I understand why people are memeing about it on Twitter, because why does Will's coming out scene last so much longer than the actual fight with Vecna? Why does it hold more weight than most other things in the show that are important at that moment in time they're happening? Is this show about Will being gay and different, or is it about defeating Vecna and saving Hawkins from people or things that take children? It feels like they switched priorities at the very last moment and made it about that. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have that arc or with that or whatever, you know, like they leaned in so freaking hard as if they were trying to pay service to someone. Like the actor himself is gay and wanted this to be his coming out party, like self-insert or something. And maybe it's just me, but has everyone's acting also gotten worse this season, especially Will's? The way they deliver some dialogue just sounds so stupid, like they've forgotten how to act. I'm not saying he was a strong actor to begin with, and you could forgive kid actors, but you know, when you get older, you're supposed to be better, but he just got worse. Every time he spoke, I wanted to scratch my ears off my head. 11, whenever she's speaking, she's so over the top whenever she's doing anything. It started out that way, you know, where she's like, oh, she's powerful, whatever, but now she's like, everything has to be extra dramatic. Like, bitch, calm down. And I know it kind of started out like that because she's supposed to look alien and other, but it got old really fast. Like, every moment requires this dramatic anime, I'm gonna mess you up face. I love how every psychic person needs their hands now to do powers when she didn't necessarily need that all the time. She's supposed to be stronger as time goes on, so they're supposed to require less concentration for certain things. Also, whenever they're explaining some idea that just pops out of nowhere, there's always this music montage of them planning it.
Maybe we can escape through this memory. What?
Cue the music, someone's gonna explain something.
Okay, so my house, your attic, those were traumatic memories too, and they let us out of Camazotz.
Cue music, they're gonna explain something.
I got it. Okay, I'll go first. Dustin is MIA, but his mentor is not.
Mr. Clark?
He's the biggest nerd.
We pumped the dead dumbbells with electricity, shocked those particles back to life.
And they shock your hairstyle back to life? Because, dude, they beat it into the ground this season. Poor Lucas.
So my telemetry tracker picked
Slamming. Everyone's slamming down stuff. Someone's about to explain something.
a weird frequency coming from the wall, and it took me a bit to place, but I've heard it before. Rather, we have. Remember when we were out looking for...
But that's just a quirk with the show, so it is what it is. And yeah, they gave Dustin some liberty where he was wrong about things before, but now he's not wrong, but then he's wrong again. We get more of Will crying and passing out and everyone fussing over him the entire show. For crying out loud, they spend more time on the freaking epilogue of the entire show and the happy endings, which is no problem, you know, if it's done well. But this whole rooftop scene was just annoying. They spent more time on Jonathan and Nancy not breaking up, unbreaking up, but breaking. And that was so cringe. Like, what was the point? What, so Nancy could go find herself? I bet when she goes out there, has all her fun, and she's finally ready to settle down, she'll be looking for Jonathan again. I don't know how she became so unlikable, or maybe it's just me. I just did not like her. I still like Jonathan, even though he was a little whiny and bitchy. But I liked Uma Thurman's daughter and Steve because they still felt like regular characters. Nancy's just turned to like the super freaking Steven Stallone. What's his name again? Stanley. Not Stanley. Damn it. Frick is the guy's name? Sylvester Stallone. There you go. Yeah. She turned to like Sylvester Stallone near the last end of the seasons, and I'll go to hockey. Oh, we should come back. I'm not coming back here. Oh, I'm a writer. At least this guy still felt like himself. He was still badass. I don't know, but it also turned into a Pennywise situation where the kids have to not be afraid of the big spider monster in order to defeat it. Vecna dies super easily. Like, oh, and by the way, this was an alien. It wasn't like this. It was just, I'm sorry. Vecna's origin, I don't know. Didn't really make any sense to me. The alien made him do it, and it wasn't really him all along. He tried to say it was him and he liked it, but now it's like it wasn't his fault. It was the aliens doing altogether. Quite frankly, just like I feel, the show was all over the place. And the ending made me walk away grateful that it was over. I just finished it to finish it. And as far as sci-fi fantasy goes. I mean, it was still entertaining. They did a good job with making it still entertaining while you were watching it, if you try to ignore the million plot holes that are there. But for me personally, it was very forgettable. When the first season came out, it was badass. Everybody wanted to watch it, but the seasons as they progressed, my interest began to wane until the Vecna stuff with people's bones snapping in midair and Eddie's character. Those were badass. But anyway, going back to the Will Byers scene.
Vecna is out causing chaos. Holly has been kidnapped, possibly being tortured or killed outright. Wheeler family's really been through the ringer this week. How's your dad, by the way? He dead? I haven't heard you talk about him once. Anyway, and so I thought...
That's exactly what I was saying. And even the people in the comments were like, the world is ending, I'm Will, but how can I make this about me? I mean... That is literally Will, this entire freaking show. We get it. You were kidnapped, something horrible happened to you. Every other kid that had that happen to him, everybody else, Max and everybody else, they don't act like this. Will is always making everything about him. It's like he's a freaking energy vampire. Very, very annoying to be around. Even his mom tried to encourage me. Kind of reminds me of like people I've been around where it's like, you're trying to encourage them. No, but it's me. It's my fault. I'm different. Nobody likes me. Like, what in the fuck? Grow up. Jesus Christ. Enough is enough. Where is your arc? And you think it's going to be better and he's going to at least grow a pair? Like, I get it. This is a fantasy world with monsters and everything. But everybody else around him that has gone through worse shit, including 11, they've gotten their shit together. And Will is always the only gay guy that we know in the entire freaking show is the one that is so overly emotional and crying and bitching every single moment. And I know people are going to come out of the woodwork and be like, he's gone through a lot. So has a lot of other people. He's not the only one at this point, bro. 11 has gone through worse. And she's not out here crying and bitching and moaning every moment. You look around. She rose above it. Like, we needed to see some kind of growth. Even after he got Vecna's powers and turned to the anime temporary character that he did for fuck all whatever reason, he's still crying and moaning and bitching and making everything about him and him being different. What's her face? The lesbian chick, she doesn't do that. So what is your problem?
I just pretended like I wasn't because I didn't want to be. I wanted to be like everyone else. I wanted to be like my friends.
It was like, oh, I was different because this thing happened to me with Vecna. Now I'm more different because I'm gay, guys. Like, just in case y'all didn't know, I'm super gay right now. Like, I know there's a lot of mixed reviews about this. You know, everybody being touchy-feely. It's not just Will's scene. That was annoying. But everybody else, too. Like, there are some freaking questionable scenes. It's like, why are we talking about this now? Why are we stopping in the middle of when this is supposed to be an emergency and doing this now? There's a time and place for that. And a certain allotment of time, especially when something is so stressful. For example, I love Max's character, and when she was making that final push when Lucas was in the laundry room and she had to tell Mike's little sister Holly, couldn't remember her name half the time, but I didn't really care about her that much, but yes, it's Holly the heroic. First of all, Max, what are you doing? You should have told Holly way ahead of time that she'd have to find her own way out. How do you just remember that very, very important detail at the moment that you're there? You had ample time to tell this girl. So you're going to throw it right on her after she helps you find your way out? Like, what the hell, Max? Come on.
No, you're gonna wake up. But I figure Vecna's holding you in the upside down. But remember...
And while this scene was extremely sweet, what Max said to Holly to try and help her, they were taking their sweet time afterwards. And before that point, look at them just walking like really slow. Now I get it, people think Max had more time because she realized it was Lucas, it was never about the music. But Vecna also tried to prevent you from leaving before. Why are you just walking? The way I would have been hauling ass towards that exit. You spent a little extra time with Holly, more time with her to sacrifice so that she wouldn't feel scared. Holly's door opens up. She's like, oh, I found my way. You're walking extra slowly, which makes no freaking sense.
And I am like you. I'm like you in almost every way. We like playing D&D late into the night, and we like that old person smell in Mike's basement, and we like biking to Malvolts for malted milkshakes, and we like getting lost in the woods, and getting lost in Family Video, and arguing about what to rent, and settling on Holy Grail for the millionth time, and we like milk duds in our popcorn with...
Like, Mr. Woe is me, everybody look at me, Will taking up all that time and tell people, we all like the same things. Okay, we got it, bro. Not the time to spend that much on this when people need help. Little kids are still missing. Time is literally of the essence. And thanks for undoing the payoff that we got with Nancy and Jonathan. She's gonna end up fucking Steve, watch. At least that their scene made sense because they thought they were gonna die, even though it was really cringe. But it made sense for them to spend time on whatever cringy interaction this was supposed to be, because you're literally supposed to be like helping, so why are you making this all about you and coming out? Second of all, it's the freaking 80s. Weren't people super homophobic back then? Even if they're your friends and family, I don't know if people would have been so happy and supportive, because it kind of takes away from what gay people actually went through back then. I'm not saying that every single person was homophobic at that time, of course not, but a lot of gay people were afraid to even come out because it wasn't so accepting, hence why I guess he's spending all of his time and making it more annoying. So everybody being accepting, okay, whatever, but I'm sure there had to be some people who weren't. Steve and Nancy were still sitting over there like, okay. Like, they're just... Nancy and the Russian guy's over there like, okay, all right, cool. Probably wondering, like, why the hell is he telling all of this now? Like, this could have been an email. If it's a fear, sure, get it out and move on. This didn't need to be a freaking TED Talk. But everybody being like, you have my sword, you have my sword. It's very fucking cringe.
Off my chest, what a relief. Now, if we could go around the room and individually say whether or not we're cool with this, that would be wonderful. And anyone that does not come in for a group hug at the end, I'll just assume you're homophobic and dead to me.
You'll never lose me. Or me. Or me.
Or me. Or me.
You have my sword. And you have my...
Oh my god! Wow. See? You see? I would have rather him said, like, guys, there's something I have to tell you. I know we're rushing to save Holly, but this is important. Mike should have been like, bitch, my sister is missing. Come on, we need to get going. We literally don't have the time to speed it up. And Will just says, I'm gay, guys. And they go, okay, thanks for sharing. Let's go. But no, some people on freaking Twitter were trying to, like, use some edited versions to say how it probably would have gone in that time period.
Hi, everyone. I am a gay homosexual.
Ew. Sick. As messed up as that would have been, I would have been laughing my ass off because I would not have expected that, because that's a very thing you probably would expect in a time like that, despite how much you want everyone to be accepting. Not everyone is.
Honey, I don't think now is the best time for an announcement like that.
Hope you didn't want grandkids, Mom, because this queen thinks girl parts are icky. Dude, you like other guys? Nasty, dude.
It's the delivery. It's the delivery that makes it freaking... Well, I didn't make that. I don't know who made that, but just... Damn. And, like, people weren't super sensitive, too. Like, you look at the older movies that came out around that time, and everyone, like, used to shit on each other. Even if they were your friend and they decide to stay with you as your friend, right? People shit on each other. They would make fun of each other all the time. That was just part of it, especially dudes. So I could see something like that happen. But, like, it was so not the time. Like, they stretched it on forever. Really glad that they didn't do the whole Mike and Will hooking up thing, because it would have been very weird, because Mike's whole thing was with 11. The only couple that ended up staying together, for crying out loud, was Lucas and Max, right? And I love that for them. That was really cute. Everybody else is broken up, including Mike and 11, who had to leave when she sacrificed herself. At least Lucas's hair looks so much better. Lucas got game. Look at him, too.
In 2 hours. I think you're getting ahead of yourself. Okay. Now you're definitely getting ahead of yourself.
I'm sorry, you're just looking super sexy right now.
Jesus Christ, Lucas! What the fuck? They did Mike dirty, though. They really did him dirty. I half expected with how much they slather on layers of freaking caked up, sorry. No, what's the proper phrase? Whatever. Layers, just leave it at layers of plot armor, that we were gonna hear some static through the radio, and it's 11 and Mike gets his happily ever after. Nope, she's dead. He chooses to believe she's okay, and, you know, like, she just needs to just be away from him. It's never meant to be, because to be with him means that he'll be in danger and she'll be in danger too, you know? Or maybe people are like, oh, well, 11 had to go away so that Mike will suddenly think that he's gay now and be with Will, which is kind of the direction they were trying to go in. I don't know. That's what I think. That's one of the things I was annoyed with, the freaking touchy-feely situations where everyone just accepts everybody's feelings and whatever. Dustin's whole thing made more sense, but this whole touchy feeling, let's all cry, talk about our feelings right before very urgent situations and spending a long time doing it is very cringe. Honestly, this would have been better if they saved Will's whole monologue for the epilogue. At least it would have made more sense and been more impactful. Why the hell would Vecna choose to use the gay thing too? Like, I don't know, dude, it's just really weird. And why reveal he's gay? Like, I understand time passes, so sexuality isn't something portrayed with really small kids, but some people are saying it's interesting how after Vecna did what it did to him, like, he's gay later, like, it's almost like they're saying, or the Duffer Brothers are saying, this is what happened to me, and that's why I am the way I am. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not in the Duffer Brothers' minds, but there's a lot of weird allegories going on here that's just like, okay, I don't know if they intended that, or it's just a very interesting coincidence. Also, everybody's just hunky-dory, okay. Has to be a happy ending, but none of those kids, the really small ones, have PTSD episodes at all, or at least as far as we can see. I know it's been 18 months, but the only realistic reaction from any of them is Mike's. Now the end makes it seem like those kids are going to take the place of Mike and his friends, but D&D is for everybody. It's not just for kids. They can still get together and play. They don't have to put it away. They made it seem like, oh, we're never going to play D&D again. Maybe it's because they're all grown up and separating, people leaving Hawkins, but you can still play D&D. You can have other campaign friends to play with. By the way, I still have yet to play a campaign. I found a place, but it's like super far away. Anyway, the part right before this where they leave it open to interpretation about Eleven's whereabouts or what happened to her was very sweet. Because they're basically telling the fans, like, look, she found the place with, are those 3 waterfalls? It looks like 2 waterfalls to me. But anyway, they said you can choose to believe this. Mike is choosing to believe that 11 found a place and is alive somewhere. Kind of like Loki, I'm not going to spoil it, but a character sacrifices a lot to keep their friends safe in that show. I really thought that they would let her come back somehow, but she knew they wouldn't give up looking and wouldn't move on even if she gave them a clue, especially Hopper, and it would put them in danger if the military ever knew. Or Mike would try to find her and not give up. So it makes sense for her to stay out of their lives for her happy ending in theirs if she was alive. I think she's dead personally, but it's a nice theory. Very cute. I almost forgot the show was kind of like based on 11 too, so I'm glad they ended it that way. I just wish they spent more time defeating Vecna. It felt like he and that spider thing were defeated so easily, barely an inconvenience. They took a lot of they took a lot of time to get there, right? But the fight was just very underwhelming to me. Nobody dies. All the scenes with people talking about their feelings lasted way longer than killing the actual driving force behind the plot. Like, make that make sense. Nancy Wheeler's like, now I am Stallone, whatever, and when the Mad Max freaking, what is this?
Some of you are just worried for me. Worried that things will be harder for me, and it just makes me feel like something's wrong with me.
Shut the fuck up. Now is not the time. The world's about to end. Jesus Christ. You're annoying. Everything's about me. How uncomfortable to have that kind of person as a friend. You're gay. Congratulations. Move on. Jesus, like, bro made it awkward. I'm sorry, like, everyone's talking about it because they made so much of it in the show. We got this. That was supposed to be the final fight, apparently. But Vecna barely get anything with him. Are we serious? That fight between him and 11. Oh, Jesus Christ. So forgettable. So forgettable. So I'm a little bit annoyed, but whatever. It's just like, it's annoyed with a tad bit of indifference. But at the very least, I'll give the show its flowers. Congratulations. 10 years later, you finally concluded it, and you didn't absolutely ruin it like what they did with freaking Ragnarok's ending. That was one of the worst finales ever. Good lord. I mean, the Ragnarok and Star Trek Enterprise's final episode were the worst finales I've ever known. They made me want to, like, give up watching things. That's how bad they were. In conclusion, just so many things. There's also so many plot holes in this whole thing. The bullies in Hawkins that did that to Dustin, what happened to them? All the Demodogs, what happened to them? I'm glad the show's over. I'm glad we got a conclusion, but let's not mince words here. The finale was a little bit ass. One of the things that I was thinking about was Derek when they were showing that scene where they had to go into that hole, they made sure they showcased that Max was having a hard time fitting through. And Max isn't a fat person. So if she was having a hard time because she was slightly bigger than Holly, how the hell did Derek fit through there? And I found a video seeing if anyone else was asking the same question. And I found one by Claire Gossip asking the same question.
Squeeze through that opening. No one seems to realize that Stranger Things Season 5 has 9 shocking plot holes. First, what happened to the pregnant women at the lab? Why did the...
Exactly. That's another thing that I'm like, did they blow them up? No, they didn't. So what happened to them? We still don't know. For all we know, one of those babies could be just like Henry.
main group never even consider rescuing them. Second, the Demodogs completely disappeared during the final battle. In Season 2, we clearly see that their numbers are massive, but in the final season, they all vanish.
Exactly. That's another thing I was wondering. And they can apparently just be killed off by some random explosion that's not even that big of an explosion that didn't hurt anybody else.
Leaving Vecna to fight alone. Third, who exactly was the scientist in the cave?
I was waiting for them to also expound on that. They never do. He's just someone carrying that rock. Where'd they get that rock from? Who the frick knows?
And why was he being hunted? The Duffer Brothers never gave an explanation. Fourth, during the final showdown, the main group engaged in large-scale armed conflict with the military, yet they faced no consequences afterward. Hopper was even able to continue serving as sheriff.
That's a good point. I honestly never thought about that. Wow. Oh my god. That's actually interesting. Yeah, because they completely sabotaged the military's efforts, so shouldn't they be in prison?
How did Derek fit through that hole? Even someone with Max's build would have struggled to get through it. Sixth.
And they conveniently cut away from that part, mind you. They conveniently cut away from that part so he wouldn't see Derek squeeze through it. And never explain how. And thought everyone was just gonna forget.
Eighth. Where did Dustin's girlfriend Susie go?
The Dustin's girlfriend thing, I didn't even remember he had a girlfriend. And I guess the writers didn't either. They were hoping you'd forget as well. Because that's never addressed ever again. So, several things are never addressed ever again. They're like, oh, the audience has been a long time, they'll forget. But people who are super fans of the show will not forget those things. And these aren't the only plot holes, by the way. There are so many others. You can go on YouTube, start to search through the videos, and see that there's just, if you're asking certain questions, don't feel bad, because the inconsistencies and plot holes, they're not all in your head. Other people are thinking them too. Other people have noticed. Does it matter? Oh, maybe not, because the show's over now. What are you gonna do? But this is what happens when you space a show out too long and you have too many people and the cast is too ballooned and everything is too convoluted. You end up forgetting parts of your own story. When I'm writing a story, I listen to it over and over and over again so I can make sure I catch not just the grammatical errors, but anything I might be missing that I too would question if I were listening to my own story for the first time. Then if I have plot issues that I know I have to solve later, I write it down on an outline or a note that says plot issues that I'm going to have to address later. So I know that as I'm writing, because it happens to all writers, oh crap, I forget to address this part of the plot that I put together. Now I need to address that. Maybe I'll need to go back a few chapters and write that in somehow. You have to do that. But this is like someone who is telling stories on the fly, and it can work if you're telling a short story, but if you're telling a story over freaking 5 seasons, you're gonna forget things, especially when it involves lots of different people and moving parts. You have to. You're gonna make it a Game of Thrones situation where, oh, they just conveniently forgot about the ships and the fleet, when it's supposed to be something urgent and important to the plot and important to the motivation as to why the characters are behaving a certain way. You really think that the audience are stupid? It's a disrespect for the audience. Anyways, glad the show's over. Glad we got a conclusion, but now I'm kind of like tired of it, and it's really forgettable in my mind. What did you guys think about it? Let's see if Netflix can do another one and do it better.
I moved on, I got a chick, she's better looking than you. I am a gay homosexual. Ew. Sick. For real, I've been suffering, drowning without you.
Okay, with the series.
Catastre.
Nazca scuola. Grazie, tachka.
Benny Frank.
Nazca scuola.
Hironare.
Rosca.
Buenera.
Ula Socia.
Bobo, yeah.
Unjust! Unschafft! Schaffelegna!
¿Me ofende?
Bonva Nama Elo. Esquerra. Alama. Serra Carra.
That's fine.
Welianis. Alama.
panno.
Dos golem.